Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's been a minute since I uploaded a video, I know, but here we are. So today's video is going to be a Cricut beginner friendly tutorial. And this is going to start what I am going to be calling my Tutorial Tuesdays. I am going to be uploading a video tutorial of how to do crafts, mostly Cricut crafts, because I am absolutely in love with my Cricut and I use it for everything. Tuesdays will be strictly for tutorials. So this is going to be the start of Tutorial Tuesday. If you're new to the channel, please hit subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you can be notified every single time I upload a video. And we're gonna get started. I figured the easiest thing for people to learn is how to cut vinyl, basic vinyl on your Cricut. Essentially a sticker, that's what it is. You can add it to anything you want to personalize that isn't fabric. I am going to show you today how to cut and apply vinyl. For this project, you'll need vinyl, preferably permanent. We also have a water bottle from Walmart. It was about $1.20. And you also need transfer tape, standard grip. These are the tools that I think I may need for this project. Of course, our scissors, a weeder, our roller to roll down the vinyl onto the mat, and these tweezers, I might need them, I don't know. So here we have our water bottle. We want to measure to see how much vinyl we need to use. The space we're working with is probably about 6 inches tall, but we're probably doing about 4.5 inches. Now we're going to head over to Cricut Design Space. And over here on the left-hand side, you're going to click text. Now, if you look up into the top left corner, you're going to see where you can look at different fonts. And you can go over to one of the Cricut fonts. They do cost. So I go up to the Systems tab. And this is where all of the fonts that I have downloaded are stored. I can show you guys how to do that in a future tutorial if you would like. But I scroll through and decide which one I want to go with. Eventually, I set on the Script Dolly font. It's like a Barbie font. I thought it would be super cute on the bottle, and it would really be cute in pink, but I decided that that was going to be the one that I would go with. So you'll see me selecting my text here. Now that I have the font that I want to go with, I'm going to go ahead and size it to that 4.5 inches and maybe about 2.5 inches tall. And right here where you can see these spaces between the letters, we want to close those gaps. So we're going to go down to the bottom corner, hit combine, and then weld. And that is going to weld all of our letters together so we don't have those gaps and it won't cut in between the letters. It will be one continuous sticker. Now that we have done that, we're going to make sure we have our sizing correct before we go ahead and cut. And now we're going to go up in this right-hand corner and hit make it. You could save it if you want. I don't need to save this one in particular. I am using a mat, so I am going to change the mat to a 12 by 12 because that's the size that I'm using. You could adjust it accordingly. And now we are waiting for our machine to come up because it is Bluetooth, so it does need to sync. Once this materials list pops up, you're going to find the one that you're using. For us, we're using matte vinyl this time. It is not permanent though. So we're going to type in premium vinyl. Once you find what you need, you're going to go down and click it and save it. And now you're ready to cut. Now to avoid wasting vinyl, I like to use this paper slicer. You do not have to do this. You could use scissors, but I like it because it gives me more of a straight edge. And I like that for a reuse of my vinyl. Now I'm going to go ahead and measure this again so that I get as much as I need only. Measure twice, cut once, okay? Now, I can eyeball this at this point in time, but I just wanted to show you that you could use a ruler or you could use your mat. It will measure in inches how much you need. Now I'm rolling this on with my roller, and we're going to put it into our machine for cutting. Now that our vinyl is done cutting, I am going to use these tweezers to pull it off the mat because it is a little sticky. It just helps me to lift it off without having to scrape with my nails. Now we're going to go ahead and use our weeder to weed our vinyl away from our project. And then there's only a couple little weeding spots, you know, in the D and the E that we have to pull out. So that's not too bad. And now we have our vinyl name ready to be placed on our water bottle. Now we're going to take our transfer tape, cut out a piece to be able to place our name onto the bottle. The reason why we use transfer tape to add our name onto our bottle is because we don't want the sticker to be wrinkled or crooked. It just keeps everything together. Now that we have the transfer tape on, we're going to use our scraper to adhere the transfer tape to the vinyl. I like to do this on the front and the back of the sheet. Now it's time for us to add our decal to our water bottle. I like to clean the bottle off with rubbing alcohol, making sure to dry it before adding the decal on. Now, with this one, I can just eyeball it. I'm going to try to center the name and just place it on the bottle as neatly as possible, and then use my scraper to adhere the name to the bottle. Once you peel off your transfer tape, you have your decal on your bottle, and that is basically it. But if you're like me, you need to be a little extra, and so you're going to add an extra little touch to yours. So this is where I get fancy. I decided I wanted to add a black bow to match the vinyl. You could do whatever color, of course, to match yours, and just tie a nice little ribbon on. I think I got this for $1 at the Dollar Tree. And I figured a nice little bow at the top, if you're gifting this to somebody, could make it look really special. And I really, really enjoy making these water bottles. And as you can see, the smallest little touch can make a world of difference, and it's just so beautiful. I appreciate you guys so much for taking time to watch my tutorial today, and I'll see you guys back next Tuesday for the next one. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching.